Hello and welcome to this Leigh on video production for Leigh Centurions TV. My name's Dave Parkinson. I'm alongside Joe Wood and we're here at the Shay Stadium this afternoon for this Kingstone Press Championship tie, which sees first place Centurions take on third place Halifax. If ever there was a test of Leigh's mettle in these opening weeks, this is it. And Joe, your thoughts ahead of this big game?
Totally agree with you there, Dave. This is the test for Leigh Centurions. Halifax have always got a good team under Carl Harrison, and especially here on the Shay, which looks a bit like Blackpool Beach and a bit of grass thrown into it. But as you said, Dave, Halifax will be a very stern test, and no doubt Paul Rowley will have been pushing the Leigh lads all this week's training. We can't make any mistakes. We can't take our foot off the gas because, unfortunately, Halifax will punish us. Back to you, Dave.
It's another magnificent following from the Centurions support to our left. We're here in the main stand at Halifax, and these are the two sides which the coaching staff hope will do the job this afternoon for the relevant causes. For Halifax, it's Ryan Fieldhouse at fullback, wingers Tommy Saxton and Gareth Potts. In the centres we've got Steve Tyra and Ben Heaton, halfback Scott Morrell and Paul Mennell, a front row of Luke Ambler, Ben Kay and Andy Braycheck, a back row of Dane Manning, Ross Devorty and Luke Adamson, and a bench of Keith Holdham, Tony Tonks, Ben Davis and Callum Casey. The Centurions, they line up with Greg McNally at fullback, it's wingers Adam Higson and Liam Kay. Cameron Pittman continues in the centres, this time alongside Tom Armstrong, who missed last week because of illness. At halfback it's Martin Ridyard alongside Ryan Briley. An unchanged front row of Tom Spencer, Sean Penkovic and Ollie Wilkes. A back row of Matty Sarsfield, Tommy Goulden and Sam Hopkins continuing on this loan spell from Wigan. And a bench of Bob Bezic, Jamie Acton, Sam Barlow and Jake Emmett. And just a couple of minutes out from the game, we hope that you enjoy the coverage here on Leigh Centurions TV. Already the Leigh fans in fine voice, and I don't know about you, Joe, but this is at Leigh's first visit back to the Shay Stadium since that fateful afternoon back in July last year with the Northern Rail Cup.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier, Dave, and I was actually in this main stand where we are sighted now. A fantastic day for everybody from Leigh that day, and let's hope we can please, as you said, the fantastic crowd behind to our left behind the post. Let's hope we can please all those people who's made the trip over the Pennines and be just like we always when we beat Sheffield. And I can see we've got Leigh Miners Rangers under 10s, I'd say something like that, escorting the Leigh team onto the field, which is a great gesture from Leigh Miners Rangers, and hope that both those sets of players will be thankful when this 80 minutes is over with.
Yeah, I wonder whether amongst those Leigh Miners Rangers will see a few future Leigh Centurions players. Halifax coming out to a huge rapturous round of applause led out by their skipper Scott Morrell. And Halifax coming into this game on the back of some good form. Last week they played against Doncaster, who have also been one of the form sides of the championship thus far, and they accounted for them by 48 points to 6. Now that was a huge last result in the championship. By all accounts, they were also very good against Widnes as well, so Leigh will have to be at the very best today, won't they?
That's true. I was speaking to the Halifax fullback before the game, sorry about that, Ryan Fieldhouse, and he said they was very impressed with their own performance against Widnes, as you said, in the Cup. Unfortunately, Widnes just probably the Super League edge took the final few points away from Halifax, but they was very impressed, and as he said, continued with a win last week. So Steve Tyler is about to kick off, and away we go.
Thanks, Joe. Ball kick Longley with first use of possession, and Ollie Wilkes with the first drive, and he gets beyond the 10-metre line over on that left-hand side of the field, 10 metres in from touch. It's scooped up by Penkovic and sent to his right-hand side to Tom Spencer. The battle of the packs will be enormous. Oh, and that's a little push Halifax lucky to get away with that. Centurions coming forward with Hopkins. Oh, he's lost the ball. There's a penalty here for Leigh. Fortunate call, that one, I thought.
Yeah, as you say, a little push on Tom Spencer previous tackle, but Sam was a bit in a rush to get up, and as you said, Dave, he did lose a grip on the ball, and Penkovic taps it with his lucky. Sam takes another drive in on the 30-metre line.
Forward coming the Centurions, this time through Goulden. That's a good first hit up for Tommy Goulden. To the edge of the 20-metre line. Leigh on the attack. Penkovic runs left, runs to the middle of the field. Looks to interest a couple of defenders. Pops the ball around the back. It looks like it's been knocked on and then kicked on by the Centurions. Oh, that was a real chance to open up that Halifax defence, and they didn't quite manage it.
That's true, yeah. I think Matt Sarsfield had switched off just for that split second. He'd gone through the gap, and Sean Penkovic was looking to offload, and unfortunately it went to ground, and the first attack failed, and Leigh now form a scrum with Halifax to feed on their 20-metre line.
So Fax in possession, just driving over their own 20-metre line. Penalty comes the way of Halifax. Head high shot according to the match official, who points at Tommy Goulden, who jogs himself back into position. And Morrell comes across, hoping to land this one further down the field. One of the best kicking games in the championship. And Scott Morrell, and he finds the touchline just before the halfway line. It's going to be tapped by Tyra, who runs it on himself to the halfway line and just beyond. That's a physical challenge coming in over the top from Pittman. Helping out was Higson. Also involved was Goulden. Ball switched to the right hand side. That's Ross Devorty, Welsh international, held by 3. Only made a couple of metres there. Ball fed across to the right hand side again. Long ball to Morrell. Short ball to his right hand side, looking for Dame Manning. Manning up to the 40-metre line. The Leigh fans in good voice again. As it comes to Morrell. Morrell tests out the middle. Just pops it back, looking for the run of Ambler. Former Leeds man gets beyond the 40-metre line, but only just. Penkovic involved in the tackle. He switched down the right again, and then inside ball finds Adamson. Adamson streaming down the field. Hands off one. He's got to the try line virtually, and Leigh have just about halted him. Last tackle signalled. Ball's gone loose. Leigh have dropped on it. There's Tom Spencer. But did the Centurions get a hand in? They did, and there's a little bit of pushing and shoving. It could be that sort of afternoon, couldn't it, Joe?
Yeah, I was a bit concerned how quick Halifax seemed to open our left edge up there. I think they targeted Tom Spencer and went through, but as you said, Dave, the ball went loose. Tom dropped on it, and I think there was somebody trying to rattle his cage, shall we say, trying to get into Tom Spencer early doors, and it's Fax scrum, and they gain possession. Leigh are trying to push them towards the far try line, touch line, sorry.
Yeah, Ben Heaton, he was playing the ball. It's now back with Andy Braycheck. Leigh lad himself, 5 metres out from the line. They're really knocking on the door here, Halifax. Morrell across to his left. Oh, and then Mennell keeps it moving out to this left-hand side. There's Fieldhouse 10 metres from the line. Mennell in field finds Devorty, who then finds Ambler. Ambler doesn't make that much of an impact. Good defence from the Centurions. They're certainly being tested early doors by Halifax. Ball comes left. This is Mennell. Oh, he just spotted a little gap. Leigh closed it. Last tackle signalled here. Ben Kay off the deck into the arms of Morrell. Morrell kicks for the corner. He certainly wants to test out the Centurions. That looked like it was knocked on, but Leigh have scooped it up through Kay and managed to retrieve possession, and they're in a bit of trouble deep inside their own quarter. There's Armstrong bringing it to the middle of the field, bringing it 10 metres out from his own line. Penkovic shuffles it right, looking for Wilkes. Wilkes trying to do the captain's knock there and get Leigh forward, but that's solid defence from Halifax. 3 players thrown into the tackle for good measure. Leigh have had 3 tackles and they're only just over their own 20-metre line now. That's a better run from Spencer. Head full of dust and sand as he gets up and plays it. To Penkovic, who runs, tries to duck behind a tackler to get the ball away. Hopkins wasn't quite close enough. Leigh up to their own 40-metre line. It's sent left with Ridyard. He puts it back on the inside to Spencer. Spencer won't quite find the halfway line. Last tackle signalled. Leigh have relieved pressure well. Can they get a good kick from Ridyard? Ridyard's pumped it high into the air. It's straight down the ground. Should be an easy take, and is. And that's a good tackle coming in. And a solid end to the set, really, I think you can say, Joe.
Yeah, I must agree with you, Dave. Ryan Field did well to feel that. Tackled by his brother-in-law, Matt Sarsfield. Just shows how the families move about. But yeah, a good set of 6 from their own line, as you said, Dave. And Halifax now attacking on their second tackle. Tom Spencer very lucky there, pulling back. Tom Saxon pulling him back down to the ground. And we're now right slap bang in the middle of the field. Halifax attacking, coming left with Luke Ambler.
Yeah, last tackle coming up here. Ambler will play it back on the 40-metre line. Ball sent to the middle in Mennell. Goulden puts a bit of pressure on it, straight down the ground, straight up to McNally, who links with Higson. Higson running strongly. Half evades the first tackler. Takes 2 of them to put him down. He's 25 out from his own line, 15 metres in from touch. Kay takes it direct from dummy half, gets away from 2, gets away from a 3rd, tries to bounce away from a 4th, but the defence came in from Ambler. Leigh inside their own 40-metre line, but only just, as Wilkes takes it forward. Strong drive, he'll find the halfway line and just beyond. Again, this Leigh singing is tremendous, as the ball's put right through Brierley, who drops it off looking for Goulden. Goulden finds the floor. Braychett found him. Now Brierley on the last, just dabbing it down the touchline. Good kick that. Another very solid end to the set, Joe, I think.
Yeah, we've put them in on the left-hand corner. Now we're making them come away from the right-hand corner, which that must be what Paul Roll is asking the guys to do. Make them work. I can see Tom Spencer's blowing a bit there because he's had quite a bit of exercise in this last few minutes. So it's Halifax scrum on the 10-metre line, and hopefully Leigh can pressurise them and keep them inside their own half here.
Yeah, he's had a lot of work to do in these opening stages of Spencer. This is a good run from Ben Heaton, the former Oldham man, making nearly 20 metres from the base of the scrum. He's still going with 4 players hanging off him. Tommy Saxton now the man in at dummy half. He can come up with similar destructive runs. Gets past 2, he's spinning. You know, when he turns, he can get an offload away, but Leigh managed to cut him off before that happened. On their own 40-metre line, Halifax. Inside ball. Run comes in from Braychett. Quick play the ball. Here's Kay, sending it left for Mennell. He tries to get beyond Cameron Pittman, but Pittman's outstretched arms grabbed him and held him. And now they're calling for a penalty, the Halifax fans. It's not forthcoming. Ambler takes the next drive for Fax. They're just 30 metres away from the line. Last tackle signal here. Ball back to Mennell. Just positioned himself to the left. It's a high kick. Higson underneath it. Takes it comfortably enough inside his own in-goal area. Also took a knock for his trouble as well. That's just centre and wingman play, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true, Dave. Adam would feel great for that, just taking that first knock there and catching the ball cleanly in his own goal area. So Leigh have now gone left. Great ball there off Matty Sarsfield. Tom Armstrong just trying to get his nose through. 2 good tackles from Halifax.
Spencer with the next carry up towards the halfway line. Moving into dummy half is Sean Penkovic. What have Leigh got to come up with here? It's Ridyard. Feeds it out to Brierley. Brierley lines it up for Goulden. Half break from him. McNally just arrived a second too late on the play, but Leigh still think there's chances. The kick comes in over the top from Brierley. Higson's after it. And in the end, Fieldhouse just allows it to bounce and bobble its way into touch. Another good end to the set from the Centurions. Now they're getting into a little bit of a rhythm. They're going to the right area of the field, aren't they, really, Joe?
Yeah, that's true, there. I was just looking at Tommy Gould and he was asking Greg McNally to get as close as if he could put his arm around him, because I think then he just grasped the ball and he could have got it away to Greg through a gap. But as you say, we've finished off. Probably the kick, they was trying to keep it in field and make Ryan Fieldhouse pick the ball up, but unfortunately it went over the touchline and a resultant scrum.
So Halifax back in possession inside their own 10-metre line. Strong run coming in from Dane Manning, the former Featherstone man, held inside his own 20. Plays it back. Kay sends it right. Morell's full of running. Links with Heaton on that right-hand side. Leigh look like they're going to have a heavy afternoon down that side with the way that Heaton started off with his first couple of possessions. Adamson releases the pass to the middle. The Leigh defence moves up quickly and clamps Andy Braychett before he could get up ahead of steam. Kay just drops it back to Ambler. He gets it offloaded again. Leigh tackling though, and tackling well. Hopkins putting Fieldhouse down on the halfway line. Ball sent right, Morel just feeds it down the touchline. Good kick. That's an equally strong finish to the set from Halifax, isn't it, Joe?
Yeah, that's true, David. I'm just looking, they've got Ben Eaton. He's actually taken the right centre position, and Steve Tyra's come over on the left. Well, that's a positional change, as Carl Harrison may have picked out. But as you said, they went down the right, our left-hand edge, and finished with a kick right in the corner, similar to what we did in the previous set of 6. Greg was quite easy to let the ball trickle over the touchline and scrum, with Cameron Pittman taking the first one in. Sean Penk's looking for the forwards now. Are we going to go back left, go back on the blind side, which is what we do. Tom Spencer, he's not half done some work there these first, 10-15 minutes?
Yeah, he's done really well in the first 11 minutes of the game. As is Isma Wilkes, they've set the line well, haven't they? They're leading this Centurions line forward. Penkovic darts out to dummy half, comes left, goes right, goes left again. Up to his own 40-metre line. Now it's back with Ridyard. Ridyard goes for the long kick. If he gets the bounce, it could be a 40-20, but he doesn't. And it just rolls out of play, so it's back to the 20-metre line for the tap restart. This time in favour of Halifax. And Leigh, can they force an error? Just been one error in the game so far. That came from Sam Hopkins. And Leigh were put under an immense bit of pressure, but managed to cope with it. Now Halifax with ball in hand. 30 metres from their own line. It's a very slow play, the ball. Potts gets up and plays it. Saxton's away. Saxton runs over the top of Goulden. Not many players manage to do that, but it plays it back to Saxton. Now Adamson running strongly. Good run. That's 2 excellent runs that Adamson's come up with. And he's inside Leigh territory now. Ben Kay off the deck to his right-hand side. And Luke Ambler asked the question of the Leigh defence. Hopkins interested in the tackling again. Penkovic also doing the stop. Mennel feeds it left. Here's Devorti onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse gets through 2. Now it's Mennel. And Leigh chasing back. It's Hopkins. The 5 metres out from the line here, Halifax. Over the top it comes. It's been disrupted by the Centurions. It's flicked in field. This is Devorti. Little knock on comes, but does it come against the Leigh man first of all? That is the question.
I think the touch you're just signalling, Dave, all on. As you say, I think it was Adam Hickson who got his hand to it, and then it went to a fax play, and thankfully the referee's gone with the first infringement or first downside to it, which was, as you say, Adam Hickson hand, which I think that was unfortunate for Halifax, because I think they had Leigh well under pressure there, and we've gone to a scrum down. He's gone to the first knock, so it's Halifax feed again, the Leigh line under pressure.
So Halifax attack from the scrum. Mennel takes on the defence. Oh, he's half through. It's all last-ish stuff for the Centurions at the moment. Halifax have started off in ascendancy. That was a dodgy play, the ball. It's out wide with Manning. The defence piles in eventually from Kay. It comes left again though. Mennel lines it up for Ambler, but the Leigh defence lines him up. 12 metres away from the line here, Halifax, over on the right-hand side. They'll bring it to a central position through Morel. We feed it out to Mennel. Mennel onto Devorti. Devorti looking for the inside ball. Again, just couldn't quite get it away. Mennel runs and then links. And this could be a try. They've gone over here of Halifax. That's a top run coming in. And Andy Braycheck is the scorer. And I will say, it's no more than Halifax have deserved.
Yeah, Leigh have been very much last ditch all the way along the line, and Halifax, as you said, Dave, have definitely got the ascendancy. They seem a lot quicker at the play of the ball. Leigh have been trying to slow them down, but the last 2 or 3 play of the balls, Leigh have had players on the floor, and Halifax have been getting up and, as they always say, got a roll on, and there was no stopping in them. Tom Spencer tried his hardest, but he wasn't going to stop. Was it Ross DeFortis? Oh no, it was Andy Braycheck, wasn't it, as you said? So he'd have loved that, being a Leigh lad. He's probably lifted his game, as has Luke Adamson and Ryan Fieldhouse, with being Leigh based.
The important stat in this game, it's 4 points to 0 in favour of Halifax. And Steve Tyra with the opportunity of adding further points for the hosts. So far this season, he's scored 2 tries, he's kicked 32 goals for Halifax. He's a real points machine, is Steve Tyra. Ollie Wilkes being led from the field. He's had a cut to his face, cut to his forehead. Well, he's a player that's tried everything during these opening 15 minutes to make sure Halifax didn't get anything. Here's Tyra, meanwhile, strikes the goal points, and it's 6 points to 0 in favour of Halifax. Centurions coming back to the halfway line. It's an early blow, but Centurions have already shown, but if they can get down the other end of the field, they can hold Halifax.
I must agree with you there, Dave. They've got a composure. We've got to, keep composed with everything. Keep working our sets of 6 and try and pin Halifax down here and don't let them get a roll on us. The crowd have been baying for a penalty from Mr. Leatherborough because of the Leigh tackling. And again, they left the player good 3 or 4 foot off the ground.
I disagree with you there, Joe. I thought actually when he got to the line, he jumped at him so that he would be off the ground playing for the penalty. Well played, referee. He wasn't conned in that one. Here comes Halifax down the middle. Good drive again. 25 metres out from their own line here, Halifax. Kay passes to his right-hand side to Adamson, who spins his way past one player. It's a good job 2 others were there to shut the gates, as they say. Now Braycheck, a little bit of footwork from him once more, up towards the halfway line. Last tackle signalled. They'll be happy with the work they've done in this set. Now can they put a bit of pressure on Mennell? In fact, it's Morell who got the kick away. That'll bobble and bounce, and it won't hold up. So it's back to the 20-metre line for the tap restart. Centurions all coming back on side now. Penkovic looking round, sends it left looking for the unit. Jake Emmett, first carry, makes 11 metres. That's a good start from him. He'll play it back to Penkovic, who sends it right looking for Hopkins. They seem to be doing a good job on Hoppy so far, don't they? He's come up with an error.
Yeah, they have targeted. He has, I think, been a spot player for Halifax, and Sam, unfortunately, that's the second error, so Paul Rowley won't be very pleased with that. I can see that Halifax are very forward orientated, which is what you'd expect of Kyle Harrison, really, Dave. The backs are only getting it right in the last couple of tackles, but the 4 tackles previous have all been in the forwards.
Chance of some backs getting hold of the ball now as Ryan Fieldhouse tries to work his way through from the back of that scrum. Just inside 40 metres away from the line. And there comes the forward drive, Ambler. Penalty given. They've certainly got this rolling at the moment, and Ben Kay applauding the Leigh team for giving away the penalty. At the moment they're playing into Halifax's hands, aren't they? Forward comes Dane Manning over on that right hand side. The leg is hooked, it's lifted. No penalty ensues. Manning looks up accusingly at the Leigh players. Mennell runs across field, links with Mennell. He gets it inside. At the second attempt it goes to Morell. It's all waved on again. I don't agree with that call from the referee. He says it was palmed down by the Centurions. So these tackles really stacking up for the Centurions now as Ambler is rolled over on his back. Good tackle from Hopkins. 15 metres out Halifax. Kay takes it right. Adamson keeps it moving. On to Manning. Someone needs to get the legs, and eventually they do. But Halifax just 5 metres out from the try line. Will they get this back line moving now? Morell will try. Mennell will continue it. It's out now with Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse runs across left. And then Tyra tries to get the ball away. This is waved all on again. Kick comes in over the top. He's got to bounce up. He's in here. That is Ross Divorti, and Ross Divorti scores Halifax's second try. They're flying early doors in this game, but they've had a bit of good fortune, one would say.
Yeah, the Leigh defenders seem to stand and watch whether the referee has signalled free play or what, but Divorti just cut them to bits. It's just simple kick over the top, and as you said, the ball was knocked down. Adam Hinkson came in and knocked the ball down, so the referee was right to wave another set of 6. Leigh seems to have gone to sleep, Dave, and I'm a bit concerned that we can't afford to let Halifax get the upper hand with it's going to be 12-0 after this conversion, I should imagine. So I can see Tom Spencer's and Sam Hopkins have come off. I think it'll be Jamie Acton and Sam Barlow have gone onto the field now. Sam will be raising his game, being a Halifax lad. I think he's got quite a few of his family members here today, so Sam won't want to be on the losing side. That's Sam Barlow. So it's Steve Tyra to attempt the conversion, which should be in his sleep, really, this one. I think he's been copying Mark Snare at Castleford. He's really virtually stood square onto the ball with that one, but it was success, so it's 12-0 for Halifax. A bit of a worry.
It's pretty effective, that kicking technique, whatever it is for Tyra. 2 from 2 for him, 12 points to 0 in favour of Halifax. Leigh again just need to settle it down, send the ball high from the restart. Mennell's underneath it. If he feeds the ball infield looking for Ambler. Jamie Acton's on for the Centurions, as Joe mentioned. Here's Saxton. Good drive from Saxton. Acton takes him down in the end. 20 metres away from their own line here, Halifax. Adamson feeds it back, looking for a strong running player. I think it's Braycheck again. He's running his blood to water at the moment. Adamson takes another drive. He's certainly setting a good platform here, are the Leigh lads in this Halifax side. Ambler doing likewise with the run. Simple plays this from Halifax, but it's effective in getting them away from their own line. It's Mennell, positioned himself so far back, no kick pressure could be applied. Well, that wasn't his best kick, and Liam Kay has a bit of a free run. Gets it as far as Tyra, rolled over on his back inside the 20-metre line. Riley's in at dummy half. Chucks it behind, looking for Higson. Higson almost went behind Cameron Pittman, who did extremely well to get out of his way. Penkovic moves it right. Looked like a little knock on that from Penke. And the touch just spotted it. So nothing is going right for the Centurions at the moment. Even the simple plays are not being perfected.
That's true, Dave. I think this touch judge on the near side got a bit of an ear bashing by the home crowd, but it was a forward pass, which is silly play by Sean Penkovic. And he's another one Sean will be wanting to impress because he's an ex-Halifax player, but as you said, Dave, nothing's going right for the Leigh team at the moment. So it's a Halifax scrum, and it's Tommy Saxton taking the first one away.
Yeah, he's got the offload away, keeps it moving. It's now out with Ben Heaton. He's already shown that he can move if given the chance, and he somehow still manages to make a bit of space and plays the ball quickly. Kay sends it infield looking for Manning. It's all Halifax at the moment. Leigh are hardly getting a sniff. They really have picked it up here of Halifax. Morel takes on the line himself, finds his inside runner taken out of the line. Braycheck still down. Kay dummies and ducks his way forward. Referee watches play closely. Halifax on the attack. Adamson out to Mennell. Mennell looks for Tyra, who gets it in field. Oh, it's open up here. And Fieldhouse strolls underneath the post. Halifax 16, Leigh Centurions 0 with a kick to come.
Well, great ball back on the inside, and I hate to say it because a good mate of mine, Ryan Fieldhouse, went unopposed there. Great ball, and it just split the Leigh cover. The Leigh cover was coming, thinking the ball was going to the left-hand wing. Ryan Fieldhouse pops up, straight under the post. Should make it 18-0 this, and I was just thinking, Dave, Leigh have not been in this position where we've been behind at any time in our game, really. Not so much, 18-0, so it's one hell of a mountain to climb, and we can't blame the weather, we can't blame the pitch, we can only blame ourselves for this one. So no doubt the paint stripper will be out at the half-time with Mr. Rowley giving the boys a good telling off, shall we say. So it's Steve Tyra to convert this easy conversion, really, shall I say. Right under the post. He's doing the Mark Snare, he's at 90 degrees to the ball. One step back, composure. Bit of a blows his chest out, and it's 1, 2, 3. Away we go. Nice step, straight over the black dot. So Leigh have definitely got an uphill struggle now, Dave.
18 points to 0 in favour of Halifax. The Centurions looking to build. Halifax have got themselves really on the front foot in this game, helped by a couple of Leigh errors. 25 minutes in and 18 points to 0 down. It's lofted high by Ridyard. Devorty has it, and he's tackled inside his own 20-metre line. He will play it back to Mennell. He passes infield looking for Saxton. Saxton always finds that second effort. Every single time he runs, it always takes 2 or 3 players to stop him. Those are hard fought metres. Next it's Braycheck with the carry. A little bit of late footwork. Buys him another couple of metres. Halifax already just outside their own 30. Adamson in possession. Passes. And here's Morrell. Morrell running clear. Inside ball. And this is Fieldhouse. Riley chasing after him. But Fieldhouse will chase him off. And that was a magnificent try from Halifax. They are simply flying. And it's all looking possible that it could be like we saw here last year in the league encounter.
Unfortunately, Dave, I must agree with you that Halifax are doing everything right. They're having 2 or 3 hard drives in the forwards, and then they're just cutting Leigh to shreds on the outside. They exposed Matty Sarsfield there, unfortunately. Ryan Fieldhouse on the shoulder, and an easy, well, not say easy, but 20 metres run to the line with the Leigh defenders struggling to keep up with him, and just managed to catch him on the try line, but couldn't stop Fieldhouse from scoring. And again, it gives Tyra virtually easy, not easy, he could kick this in his sleep, I think. So it should then be, unfortunately, 24-0, and Leigh have never really looked like scoring. So that is so not like Leigh have been this year, and I think, Dave, we're in trouble at the moment.
There's certainly a big job on, that's for sure, Joe. Conversion attempt coming in here from Tyra. This to make it 24-0 in favour of Halifax. That was an attack of some quality, though. The way that Morrell cut through the defence. Fieldhouse supporting. Meanwhile, Tyra converts, and it is 24-0. And it's coming 27 horror minutes of this first half. Not that every minute has been horrible, but just the last 10. Centurions on the halfway line again. Here's Ridyard. Pumps the ball high. It's again a long range one. Mennell's underneath it. Feeds it back. Looking for the running of, I think that's Ambler. 12 metres away from his own line. He'll play it back. It's inside looking for Saxton. Saxton trying to get Pittman to double up on his efforts. They're inside their own 20 still here. But as they've shown, they can attack from anywhere, Halifax. Big collision there from Barlow. Oh, and then a few things started to happen. Referee and touch judge is just watching it as everybody piles in. Oh dear, Mr. Leonard Barrow has got to sort all this out somehow, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he has. It was Sam Barlow and Andy Braycheck, and initially I don't think the contact wasn't high. I think he hit him fair and square. He just caught Braycheck unawares because he shot out of the line, and I'm not saying it was a hospital ball to Braycheck, but he definitely caught him unawares. I think there may be some ill feeling between the players possibly from when they was both over here at Halifax, and Sam Barlow didn't take a backward step. So we'll see what Mr. Leatherbury, he's reaching for the back pocket and he's looking round who's who. He's showing the yellow card to Sam Barlow. Sam's appealing, but I can't say you deserve it, Sam, but I think he's taking the right steps on Mr. Leatherbury. He must surely shift Braycheck as well. Go and have 10 minutes as well, cool down. We don't really need that, Dave, but it's expected because as I said, Sam is a local lad and Andy Braycheck is a Leigh lad, so we'll see if Mr. Leatherbury can calm it down. I'd not seen that he signalled the incident in the game to go on report, but they may well look at that over the next couple of days at Red Hall. So I can't see what the referee's given. I think he's just given he's signalled to put it on report. He's warned the captain, which is acting captain Tommy Goulin, and he's given Halifax a penalty. So they will kick for touch just short of the halfway line. and we'll see how the game can get back to a normality.
Well, no one wanted it to change from normality because it's been all Halifax for the last 10 minutes. What it does show is there's plenty of passion still left in this Leigh side. This Halifax crowd is appealing for everything, and these young match officials, they're being brought into it, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're trying to say a Leigh player was attacking Ross Devote's face, and as you said, the crowd beneath us here are giving this young match official on this near side touch judge as he's running the line quite a bit of earache. And Mr. Leatherborough, he's not so old himself, Mr. Leatherborough, but he's got to stamp this down on both teams. So again, he's pulling. Well, it's Cameron Pittman. I thought he was saying it was Tommy Goulding, but he's pulled Cameron Pittman out. Cameron may be a bit inexperienced and he's letting the occasion get to him. Hopefully not, he can get back to playing rugby. So again, it's a penalty just short of the halfway line, and they're going to just put the ball in touch here and build another attack on the Leigh line.
That kick finds about 5 metres forward. Halifax though crucially inside the Leigh half. Tyra runs it strong, takes on Acton, who takes him a little high, gets away with it. There's 2 balls on the field as Ambler runs it into the contact. Kay to Mennell, out to Morell. Then it's further wide with Dane Manning. Leigh wrapping him up. Halifax though inside 40 metres away from the Leigh line, spreading the ball down the right hand side through Heaton. Bit of rugby's broken out now. 24 points to 0 in favour of Halifax, and they're still peppering this line. Away goes Ambler. It's a good tackle from Goulden. A crucial stop from Tommy. Last tackle signalled. It's left with Morell. He dabs it forward. McNally watches it. He's got to play it. He's got work to do. He's in his own in goal area. Feeds it out to Kay. Kay escapes the clutches. Gets away from 2. Can't escape the clutches of Potts. And he's rolled back towards his in goal area. McNally at dummy half. Long ball finds Armstrong. Armstrong needs to straighten it up. Taken easily by Devote. Leigh still inside their own 10-metre line. There goes Jake Emmett. Very solid drive from him. Leigh down by 24 points to 0. They've really seen inside the Halifax half in this opening half of the game. 33 minutes of it gone. Ball sent right to Briley, looking for a good contact. It escapes the clutches of Ryan Fieldhouse, trickles in behind him. He'll pick it up 2 metres out from his own line. Seems to amble it back at the line, then tries to pick up a bit of pace, but the Leigh defence had tracked him down. I think he still thought he was playing for Leigh East there, Joe.
What do you mean by that, Dave? He was so slow, he could get a game at Leigh East. No, I think he was just trying to get his breath back after a couple of good runs. But again, Halifax are making good yardage from the second tackle. And as you said, Tommy Saxton, he's causing Leigh havoc every time he comes in. He's trying to run in broken play. But even there, he's got 3 men tackling him, and he's a good 10 metres.
Yeah, they keep tackling him high, and that's part of the problem, I think. Halifax play the ball on the halfway line through Tonks. Kay comes away, splits it with Mennell. Oh, Mennell's through the middle, looks for support. It's a poor pass. It's been picked up by Ridyard. Ridyard has nowhere to run and goes straight into the grateful arms there of Dave Manning. There's a Halifax player poleaxed in the background. It's Mennell. Leigh bringing it right through Goulden now. Clock is stopped. Game is stopped. 34 minutes of it gone. And Bezic backing out the orders. I'm not surprised. He'll be absolutely fuming. He'll have been like a caged tiger on the bench for the last half hour.
Yeah, that's true. I can see he's replaced Sean Penkovic, and Sean looks a bit despondent sat on the bench because, as I said, when he was playing at Halifax against Leigh, and now he's playing for Leigh against Halifax, he wants to have a big game. And looking down at Sean, he looks a bit despondent. So come on, Sean, pick yourself up. We've got Bob Bezic on the field now. Bob will try and rally the troops. And again, Leigh had a lucky escape, so we've gone back to Tommy Goulding to play the ball. Bob Bezic acting half-back. He again played over here at Halifax, so he'll be wanting to have an outstanding game and lift the Leigh team. So it's Cameron Pittman to take that drive in.
And a good drive it was too. Bezic off the deck to Goulden. Goulden running strongly. This is better from the Centurions, or at least in the right area of the field. Seems an age since he last had ball in hand down here. Briley out to Ridyard, who then finds McNally. McNally was caught. Leigh still on the edge of the 20-metre line. Bezic schemes, sends it left. Here's Sarsfield, brings it back in field. Dummy to the outside. Last tackle signal here. Leigh 20 metres away from the line. It's with Ridyard, who runs and offloads. And then Bezic chips it forward. And it's dropped on enthusiastically there by Morrell on his own line. That time he put in the captain's knock, didn't he? And Halifax under a bit of pressure. Can Leigh force an error? That's the big question. 35 minutes of the first half gone. Here's Tony Tonks. Massive impact player these days. Was great for Featherstone. And he's hitting out now. Now for me, this has been started by Tonks.
Yeah, I must agree with you. He didn't take kindly to Jake Emmett's tackling. I couldn't see anything wrong with it, so I hope the referee penalises Mr. Tonksy. He's only just come onto the field. He's regarded as a bit of an enforcer, shall we say, but I think that was silly play by him, and Carl Harrison won't like that. Second, third tackle inside their own half, and, well, Mr. Leatherborough signalled straight away. Off you go, Mr. Tonks, for 10 minutes. And I don't know if he's picked a Leigh player out yet. I don't know, but he's not standing any nonsense in Mr. Leatherborough. He's looking for Jake Emmett. In fact, he's signalling to Jamie Acton. He's got the wrong man. Jamie Acton was nowhere near it. Jake Emmett, so it looked like a bit of Oxlade-Chamberlain syndrome there, because Jamie Acton was nowhere near him, and Jake Emmett must be charmed in that one. So it's a Leigh penalty. Bob Bezic to tap it, and away we go.
That was just a completely bizarre period, that. I don't know how he's managed to pick out Jamie Acton there. He must have seen something that we haven't, Joe. Referee having a chat with both captains.
Yeah, he's changed captain. It's now Bob Bezic, but Bob is an on-field captain. How can he mistake Jamie Acton? He's got a shaved head and an headband on, and Jamie Acton... Jake Emmett's got a full head of hair, but anyway, that's a referee for you. They must have gone to Specsavers.
Brierley feeding it right with McNally, who escapes the clutches of one. He's still going 5 metres away from the line. He'll play it to Brierley. Oh, it's another penalty here for the Centurions. He's evening up his penalty counts now. It's 4-3 now currently.
Dave, the expression and the tone of your voice sound as if the referees do this. He's evening it up, you said, as though it's expected.
I don't mind. Leigh going for the line. Bezic almost there. He had a feeling it was going to be try number 4 of his season, but just held up. Emmett at dummy half. He'll work it left, looking for Brierley, who finds Ridyard. Ridyard, short ball to his left-hand side. Good defence on Sarsfield. He's 12 metres out, so are Leigh. Here's Ridyard looking around for somebody to run to. There's Goulden, pops it out. It's gone to Brierley. Little offload from him, finds Bezic. Bezic works his way through one tackle. Leigh 5 metres out. It's good defence this from Halifax. 11-a-side rugby. This could be the way forward. Ball sent right to Ridyard. Ridyard steps, straightens up now. Oh, he needed someone running off him. Leigh just short of the try line. Can they get their first points of the game? Brierley dabs it forward. Leigh trying to attempt for it. Morrell lets it trickle on. It's going to be a 20-metre tap.
As you said, Dave, is this the future? 11-a-side? I don't know. There's certainly plenty of gaps on both sides, defence and attack. So we should see some tries in these last, 2 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, we don't want any more to go to Halifax, though. They're on the ball now and on the attack through Saxton. Leigh have had Devil's own job holding him, and he gets the offload away to Kay. And that was Kay on Kay. Great tackle from Kay. Chased him down. Ben Kay had nowhere to go. Adamson, he's had a great first half. Mennell threatens to pop it over the top. Then he's held. Pittman doing the tackling. I'm glad that he's out there. Now, they're feeding it down the left-hand side. Kick comes in from Tyra. He bobbles along the touchline and finds a good touch in behind McNally. Still at 24 points to 0. And a couple of downtrodden faces on that Leigh side.
Well, as I said early on in commentary, Dave, they've not been in this situation, especially 24-0. So it's a new thing for the Leigh team. So this will, as we said right at the very beginning, test our characters, see how good we are to pick ourselves up in the second half. We'll be playing to where all the spectators are, but mainly the Leigh spectators behind the post to our left. So we'll see if that can raise the game for the Leigh players, because we said we're in the any minute now it's going to be, or any second now it's going to be game over for the first half.
Leigh with the put-in at the scrum. Into the hands of the timekeepers. Goes to Ridyard. He feeds it across quickly to Armstrong, who's a precious little ball to work with. And he's tracked down by Heaton, who's done a really good job out in that right centre for Halifax this afternoon. Okay. He's done all right with the little possession he's had as well. Always seems to find a way forward. Centurions still inside their own 20-metre line. Ball comes to the middle through Emmett. That's a good run, and he finds an offload for Liam Kay. Kay plays the ball quickly to Bezic. Bezic, not a set field in front of him, and he runs and takes advantage. Centurions up to the halfway line. Can they find a way through this Halifax team? Emmett grits the teeth, takes him on again. Rolled over, but they can't quite turn him on his back. Bezic feeds it right. Ridyard runs, finds Brierley. He then finds Goulden. Goulden kicks in field, looking for Brierley. Brierley tracks it back and tackles Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse inside his own 20, plays it. I think Halifax have been on 100% completion, haven't they? I can't recall a handling error from them this first half.
Very true, Dave. I was just thinking that. I'd like to see Leigh's complete. Mind you, Leigh have not given the ball away. They've just not had the ball in the right part of the field to do anything with it. You know, the few and far between the times they've been down near the Halifax line. Again, Halifax attacking around the halfway line.
And this is Tyra. Tyra running towards that halfway line, as Joe mentioned, over on the left-hand side. That was no way to play the ball, but he's got away with it. And now Mennell strokes the boot, sends Leigh hurtling back to their own in-goal area. Kay watches it trickle. We're well in the hands of the timekeepers now. Almost 2 minutes of time added on at the end of this first half. Kay taps it, brings it forward himself, gets away from 2 and a third, and almost a fourth. But Leigh need more of his battling qualities in the second half. Leigh moving the ball down the left-hand side. Sarsfield got rid of it quickly to Armstrong. Again, no space for Armstrong. Comes to the middle with Emmett. Emmett plays it off to Ridyard. The two of them must have had a disagreement with that sort of pass going to him. Leigh on the halfway line. Ball fed right. Ryan Brierley finds Goulden. He takes the collision. Look for the inside ball then. Couldn't quite get the arm free. Brierley passes right. McNally couldn't escape the clutches of the player. Cameron Pittman now the man at dummy half. Gets it infield to Brierley. Brierley kicks an angled kick. It's gone up in the air. It's coming down with snow on it, this one. Oh, it's been taken. And then it's going to be a try for the Centurions. I think that's Sam Barlow who scored it.
It is, Dave. I was just going to point out to you that Sam Barlow and Andy Braytek had just returned to the field. Sam was saying the tackle before, give me the ball, give me the ball. Very surprised he got that one where it came, because normally it's Martin Ridyard who puts the ball up, and we have Ryan Brierley on the end of that. But Sam Barlow did very well, and he outstretched his outstretched arm over the Halifax. I think it was Ryan Fieldhouse as he managed to get over, and plenty of boos for Sam. Whether he'll take notice of that, I don't know. But yeah, it's as you said, Dave. It was 2 minutes. We're now three and a half minutes over the 40 minutes. So Martin Ridyard to kick this conversion, hopefully. There goes the half-time outer. So we're saying Martin should kick this to make the half-time score here at the Shay. Halifax 24, Leigh Centurions 6.
Yeah, the tail of that first half saw Halifax racing to a 24-0 advantage. 2 tries from Ryan Fieldhouse, 1 each from Andy Braycheck and Ross Devorty. Sam Barlow grabbing one back before the break. We've seen goals, 4 of them from Steve Tyra, 1 from Martin Ridyard, and a lot of stick. Join us in the second half to see if the Centurions can come back from this deficit. It's 24-6. Hello and welcome back to second half coverage of this Leigh on video production for Leigh Centurions TV. And the Centurions, they're going to have to do it tough. If they're going to get anything from this game, they face an 18-point deficit at the start of this second half. Halifax played some scintillating rugby in the last 20 minutes of that first half, scoring a couple of breakaway tries through Ryan Fieldhouse. Then we saw the shenanigans going on and plenty of action involving our referee. Hopefully we're going to have a rugby match break out in this second half. And Joe, what have Leigh got to do to get back into it?
Well, it's not as though they didn't retain the ball there, but they've got to make Halifax work. They seem to let Halifax get a roll on, as we said in the first half, and we've got to make Halifax work their way out of their own half and let them give the ball up on the last tackle, not inside Leigh's half, but in their own half. So then when we get the ball back after a set of 6, we're attacking instead of coming away from our own line, which is what we did in the first half too many times to be really happy about. So is it going to be a game of two halves? We'll wait and see. So straight away, you've got Dave Manning putting, I think it was Jake Emmett on his backside. So that's a confidence boost for Halifax straight away. Well, back to you, Dave.
Halifax just over the halfway line. Last tackle signalled. Leigh putting a bit of pressure on Mennell, but he still gets the kick away, and it bounces up awkwardly, taken in by McNally, who just feeds it back to Liam Kay. And Leigh have looked at their best, to be honest, when Liam Kay's actually had hold of the ball. He's been one of the most effective runners, and he's done really well there to get out to the other side of a three-man challenge, plays it to McNally, who runs right behind him, then takes it forward for a 10-metre gain, appeals to anybody who's listening, then plays the ball. This is Emmett, spins, gets beyond the halfway line. Can Leigh get down the other end of the ground? It's Bob Bezitt working dummy half, looks left for Barlow, he tries that late footwork, flicks the ball to McNally, who recoils it left for Ridyard, who feeds it to Armstrong. It's open up for Armstrong. Oh, he's carrying on running here and running over to the right hand side. Oh, it's a great run from Armstrong. Inside the 20 he goes. He'll play it 10 metres out. Leigh have got the numbers on the right side, and this is Gould, and Leigh right back in it. The slip pass came in from Martin Ridyard. It was all created by Tom Armstrong with his incisive run, and it's 24 points to 10, Joe.
Yeah, I was just watching Matty Sarsfield. Matty was running one straight line and he was looking over his shoulder to see where Tom Armstrong was. I don't think he actually ran behind him, he was just running so close to him, but Matt Sarsfield never changed his direction, and as he said, Tom came in from about 10 or 15 metres from the touchline, ended up virtually under the goalposts, and quick hands enabled Martin Ridyard to feed Tommy Goulin, who's 10, 15 metres in from the far touchline. That's just the start Leigh needed, Dave, really. Martin's attempting to convert this Tommy Goulin try, but I'm going to tell you now, Dave, my statistics gentleman friend told me that it's 140 games for Martin Ridyard today. Did you know that?
140 games? Who was that person who told you that?
I can't pass that information on. I do have my source, you know, Dave. And Ridyard is successful, so it's 24-12. We're back in the game.
I'm impressed at your knowledge. Hey, you've been chatting to Alf, haven't you? That's who's giving you that bit of information.
Yeah. His dad is another one who comes up with old pictures and old photos. Even they're in black and white. He's even found some of me in them. I don't know where he got those from. But anyway, we're back in the game, Dave. 24-12. We've got to work ourselves and work Halifax here. Work hard.
Don't think there'll be anything different done in that respect. They've been working hard all season. Here's Barlow, and the Halifax defence shows up on him quickly. It's a biff and barge game, particularly if you're Sam Barlow. You got everybody after you. This is Liam Kay. Tries to escape the clutches of three, but that's the way to tackle him. Round the legs, it stops him. Leigh taking the ball in well there was Emmett. It wasn't a particularly sparkling pass by any stretch of the imagination, but he made a couple of metres. Bezitt makes up for it now with Acton. Good run from Jamie Acton up to the 40-metre line. Almost ended with his face in a chip tray just to the right side of him. Now the ball kicked long from Ridyard. Back there to collect it is Fieldhouse. His positioning has been excellent in this game. He skips and looks to get his way forward, but somebody's given Armstrong a shredded wheat at half time, I think, because he's come out with a whole different frame of mind. Now can Leigh stop Potts getting his way forward? They certainly have done. Emmett tackling him up top. Barlow also up top, you can say. Now Saxton made an absolute mockery at times of the Leigh marker system in the first half. Doesn't make that much impact on that last carry. Adamson, back to Tonks. Straight away Acton was on him. This is the sort of aggression that the Centurions need. Controlled. Kay runs away, then feeds it right to Manning, who pops it out. Unfortunately for Heaton, it went behind him. Oh, that's a contentious call. That went behind him.
Yeah, I must agree. And Chris Leatherborough gave that decision on his own. This touch judge was non-existent in any help or shape or form. And I'm being told behind me the ball did bounce forward. Me and you don't agree, Dave. So we sound like Steve-O and Eddie, who don't agree, do agree. But our cameraman said the ball definitely bounced forward.
Well, here's Ryan Briley trying to cut his way through. Oh, he's fed the ball out. McNally was on his shoulder, couldn't take the pass in. Halifax launch a counter-attack. It's Fieldhouse with it, gets around Acton, tries to get around Sarsfield. Sarsfield stands up, brings him down. That was a real chance for the Centurions there off the base of the scrum. They need to show more composure. There's Tonks. Oh, the elbow's raised there at Acton. Nothing said on that occasion. Ball misses out and goes to Adamson. That wasn't the greatest of passes to his left-hand side to Devorty, but Devorty took it in well. He'll play it just inside his own half of the field. Adamson looking to make amends. He's at his best when he's running, is Luke Adamson. Made plenty of metres in that first half. Barlow slow off the man, as is Cameron Pittman. Ball fed left. Oh, that's gone loose. Now, is that a knock-on against the Centurions or against Halifax?
The referee is holding one finger up, so it's the first knock, shall we say, so it's Halifax knock-on. Leigh scrum. I was just looking at Sam Barlow. I think the bells have been ringing there. There were stars and everything going round, but the physio's got to him. Down on one knee. I think he's using a bit of old lead there. He's got down on one knee, and the Leigh physio just checking him over. Just getting his breath back, really, but yeah, I think he's had a few bell ringers there. And is that the first mistake from Halifax of this half? So let's see if Leigh can build on this. Scrum just short of the halfway line. See what our backs can do with this.
The Leigh fans already singing to our left the theme tune for The Great Escape. If Leigh can come away with all 3 points from here, it will be an escape. 24 points to 12 down, and Leigh attacking from the scrum.
Yeah, we'll be taking a leaf out of St Helens' book, I think. Great ball. Liam Kay's away. He's moving down the wing. And a good tackle by Dame Manning.
Fantastic attack from the Centurions. Now they're bringing it to the middle with Acton. There was a high challenge on him from Tonks. Tonks has been at the angry pills, I think. Now he's trying to say something at Acton. Emmett, meanwhile, takes the next drive. There's no love lost between either of these packs of forwards. Centurions in a really decent position. Ball fed right. Briley onto McNally. McNally had to check his run, take the ball in, concentrate on just maintaining possession. Briley again drops it back to Emmett. Emmett running strongly, dragging 3 defenders in. We need a quick play the ball here. Bezic sends it left. Briley out to Ridyard. Oh, he's collided. Ball goes loose. That's a knock-on from Halifax. He's picked up by Leigh. Oh, it's been fed out. And Sarsfield will cross. A free play. The ball pops up. And Sarsfield has finished it for the Centurions. Leigh are back in this one. 24 points to 16.
Unbelievable, Dave. I'm just trying to watch the ball. Came back off the Halifax man. Martin Ridyard made really hard work. He should have let the ball go. But with 3 men outside, and thankfully the ball did come back, and Matty Sarsfield got the ball over the line to let Martin Ridyard, hopefully, he seems to be having a bit of attention. He's got a bit of a bloody nose, I think. Taking a nice drink of water. And I'm just looking what's happening here. The referee he's asking Sam Barlow to come back onto the field, and he sent him off. He sent Sam Barlow off. Well, I'm amazed, Dave. So that means Ollie Wilkes has to return to the bench, even though Leigh had supposedly tried to make substitution. I don't know, but the referee has dismissed Sam Barlow from the field of play.
I'm wondering about this one because Barlow has been dismissed. Was it due to the fact that they didn't do the right swappage of the substitution? Now, I have seen a similar incident to this involving John Duffy way back when over at Whitehaven a couple of seasons ago. That is a really strange call. It's one that you don't see very often. I reckon it's all come down to the way that they've been trying to make that substitution. So Barlow's left the field, and I don't think the proper substitution has taken place, so the referee has sent it off. It's a technicality.
A technicality. Well, we'd have to wait. I know that Paul Anderson was on the field two or three tackles before the try, and Sam Barlow wouldn't leave the field. He was probably all fired up trying to get a try back against Halifax, and then I saw a little bit of a discussion with the Halifax player, we'll call it, but I didn't see anything untoward to warrant a sending off, so I might be siding with you, Dave, on the technicality ruling. We await the judgment.
I'm going to ask Paul Rowley after the game about that one, because I think it's something that we all need clearing up, don't we? Because I didn't see an incident involving Barlow, to even being totally honest, so I wonder whether it's a technicality in that respect. And Armstrong has took that ball in really well from the restart. Leigh have got to do it all again, up against it. They've got a man less on the field, have they? Let's have a count. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the field. So he has been sent from the field of play. So I want to really see that one again, because I don't know what's happened. But the Centurions in possession inside their own 30. They've really got to do it tough here. If it was a big ask before, it's a huge task now. But the gap is only 6 points. Acton. Oh, that's a high tackle again from Tonks. He's done it every single time. He's still tackling him around the head. And he still can't get him down. Well, if that's your modern day enforcer, he wants a new job, does Mr. Tonks. Ball's kicked in behind. I thought your enforcer was meant to enforce. That was hardly an enforcement of anything.
Yeah, I think there is, shall we say, a bit of bad blood there between Jamie Acton and Tony Tonks. They're even having a chat now as they're going back to the scrum. And Mr. Leatherborough, for some reason, he's having a word with Jamie, not having a word with Tonks. So, come on, Mr. Leatherborough, let's put your Specsavers glasses on and keep your eye on this Tonks. Because you say he's, I think he's coming, he's actually pulling somebody out of the scrum now. So,
Put anybody out of the scrum, Leigh have only got. Why is he slowing down the scrum? Leigh can't bring anybody else to it. Halifax in possession. Can the Centurions force another error here? Tyra with the ball. He's on his back. Finds his front and plays it. Kay, that look forward. Oh, they've got away with that one. Kay's pointing. Looking for Tonks to unleash another run. Goulden brings him down with the help of 2 or 3 others. Halifax still inside their own 30. Devorty running strongly down the left-hand side. It's all sensible one-out plays at the moment for Halifax, but we saw this in the first half, and then they opened the Leigh defence up. Here's Braycheck. Good defence shown there by Bezic. Last tackle signalled. Mennell further wide to Morell, who gets his kick away. It's a big kick over the head of Liam Kay, who will allow it to trickle dead. Now it's going to be brought back to the 20-metre line. Tap taken, and forward comes Adam Higson. Higson makes 5 metres, plays it quickly. Bezic recoils it to the right-hand side to Emmett. Emmett up to the 40-metre line. He'll play it back. Now it's fed down the right-hand side again. Oh, Leigh have found the gap. This is Higson, gets the ball inside. It's hat forward here by Briley. Briley has got the touchdown. Whoa, he never gave that one up at all. And Ryan Briley comes up with a great score. Adamson was too busy trying to foul him instead of sorting out the ball. The ball trickled free, and Ryan Briley never gave it up. 17th try of the season.
Well. The referee was right up with play, and that was a blatant forward pass. But the rules are there to be broken, shall we say, Dave, and Leigh certainly broke that forward pass rule. But good on Ryan Briley, he never gave up, and as you said, Luke Adamson was trying to stop him from scoring, but it's his 17th try of the season, and Martin Ridyard hopefully will convert this to bring the scores to 24 points to Halifax, 24 points to Leigh.
So 24 to 22 here at the Shay. This from Martin Ridyard, as Joe said, it's his 140th game. Conversion is successful, 24 points each. I thought that was a great bit of play from the Centurions. Halifax have also been guilty of getting away with a couple of forward passes. And if you can make it go in your advantage, all the better. 24 points each. That's the main stat of this game. Leigh down to 12 men. Sam Barlow sent off. So Tyra gets us underway again. It's a huge kick. Ridyard takes it inside his own and goal area. Now it's Jamie Acton to bring the ball back. There's another swinging arm around his neck. So they're taking a few bell ringers today. Liam Kay, good run. He'll bring it back to the 10-metre line. Can the Centurions escape the 20? Well, they'll do the level best, and that's great work from Emmett. Emmett, 15 metres in from touch. Long ball to the right. Ridyard onto Briley. Briley finds McNally. McNally, ooh, finds Cameron Pittman on that right-hand side. Cameron almost got away from a player. Ball fed inside, looking for Goulden. Goulden, strong run. Leigh out towards the halfway line. Now it's back with Ridyard. Ridyard will complete the set. A long kick, it's played off the boot. And is he offside? He's offside there. Oh, Fieldhouse has done that. Offside. And Halifax, they've gifted away a 24-6 advantage. And they could find themselves 2 points behind here if Leigh go for the goal.
Yeah, very much so, Dave. Just getting my breath back. This is an unusual one. I've just been out to the match commissioner, and evidently when Sam Barlow was coming off the field, he threw a punch, or I don't know if he connected with the Halifax winger, and the official who was orchestrating the substitution notified the referee, who's then dismissed him.
Right, so it's a foul play evidently. Right, okay, now that's sorted out. So Leigh have tapped the penalty. Acton's 2 metres out. Briley out to Ridyard. Ridyard wrapped up by 3. Oh, there's a bit of afters in that tackle again. Leigh bringing the ball through the middle again. This is Emmett. Emmett 5 metres out. Bezic moves the ball right. Ridyard across to Briley. Briley onto McNally. McNally throws it away. McNally goes for it. Oh, he's so close to the line. He's virtually got to the try line there. Just held up. Higson also held. Still trying to fight his way forward. This is the last tackle here for the Centurions. Can they set something up? It's ball back to Briley. He spins it out looking for Ridyard. Ridyard quickly out to Armstrong. Armstrong chipping over the top. Will it stand up for Liam Kay? Kay! Oh, he's bounced it. Unfortunate for Liam Kay. He threw everything behind it. And Leigh so close to taking the lead. Joe, breathless.
I am breathless, yeah, because I've just been all the way down to the match commissioner, but I'm also breathless with this play. I can't believe that this is the same team who played in the first half in Cherry and White today, Dave. But as the old saying, it's always a game of two halves, and Mr. Harrison has just done one of his Alex Ferguson tricks behind us, threw a chair away in disgust on some of the refereeing decisions, and he disappeared to who knows where.
Hopefully it's as far away of us as he can get, but Halifax in possession over the halfway line. Keith Holden's on now, and he's found Morrell, who drops it back looking for the running of number 11, Dave Manning. Manning 40 metres out from the Leigh line. Quick play the ball. This is Ambler taking on Bezic. Bezic seems to have really stiffened up that middle of the Leigh defence. 24 points each. Last tackle signal. Morrell just dabs it over the top, in behind. I think there's too much on that one again. And Leigh will bring it out to the 20 metre line. Now, Liam Kay, he's been causing damage with his carries. Is he going to go again? He is. And again, it takes 3 of them to stop him. He's made 10 metres every time he's done that. Can Leigh complete the great escape? Down to 12 men. As you heard from Joe before, Sam Barlow sent off for throwing a punch in the range of being substituted. This is Emmett, gets to the halfway line. So I'm glad that Joe's managed to clear that up for us. Now Ollie Wilkes tries to flick the ball out, no one was close enough to him. Tom Spencer going on for Jake Emmett. Here's Ridyard inspiring something on the left. Sarsfield bouncing out of 2 tackles. Bezic at dummy half, feeds it to Ridyard. Ridyard pumps the ball high. Who's going to get this one? Can Leigh put numbers on it? Oh, it's a great take from Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse with a bit of open pass in front of him. He's still going, Ryan Fieldhouse. And that's a good 20 metres forward that he makes. He plays it to Saxton. Saxton skips away from Bezic. Half skips away from Armstrong, who nearly threw him into a gap again, and he goes again. And there's a penalty here for Halifax. Well, this will certainly help Halifax get down to the right area of the ground as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, I can't believe that the referees give a high shot there with what's gone on previously, but I think Leigh was just trying to slow the game down, slow the tackle down to enable us to get our breath back, because don't forget we're 1 man short now with the indiscretion of Sam Barlow, and we've got to watch our substitution. We've just spelled Ollie Wilkes and Tom Spencer on for Jake Emmett and Jamie Acton. So again, we've got to try and slow the game down. Everybody does it.
Mennell finds a man on the inside ball. Halifax up to the 20 metre line. I think that's Tyre underneath that. Adamson dropping it back for Ambler. Leigh tackle him. They need to bring him down though, and that's what they do. Fax 12 metres out from the try line. Holden brings it right. Morell, good ball. Just laid it out for Manning. Manning put down at the second time of asking. Halifax within 10 metres of the line. Holden turns it left for Morell. Morell runs across. Short pass there for Ambler. Bounced out to 1 challenge. Looks for support. He wasn't there. Had to take the tackle. Last one signal here. Ball fed left to Mennell. Mennell dabbing it through. Higson goes after it. That looked like he was knocked on by a Halifax man, and was. So it's a try ruled out. Tyra was in support and chasing after it. Leigh bringing it out to the 20 metre line. There's no chance for a quick tap there, Joe.
No, Adam Higson was just in the process of catching that ball, and as you said, I think it was Gareth Potts who made a vain dive for the ball, but yeah, Leigh live again. Tom Spencer taking the ball in just about 28 metres away from our own goalpost.
Next it's Ollie Wilkes. Good drive from him. 24 points all. 18 minutes remaining. It's an age in rugby league terms. Tom Spencer, 5 metres inside the Halifax half. Ball fed left to Ridyard, standing extremely wide. He plays it back to nobody. McNally gets back to collect it. Morell takes him in. It's the last tackle here. Ridyard under a bit of pressure. Still going here, Ridyard. He's got to get that ball free. He's got to get it free. He can't. And he's been forced to turn over possession. Well, he just seemed to lose his bearings there on the last 2 tackles, did Martin?
Yeah, I think he was expecting Greg McNally to come down the outside on his left shoulder. And I think the referee's giving it. And he's actually pulling Sarsfield out for that. Unbelievable. But said Martin Ridyard did lose his way a bit. Greg McNally in the wrong place. There seemed to be exchanging a few words. And then Martin got caught with ball in hand and give the ball away cheaply. The ball should have been down the Halifax near the try line, but instead Leigh defending just short of the 20 metre line.
16 and a half minutes remaining as Ross Devorty takes it in for Fax. They're 30 metres away from the Leigh line. Can the defence hold? Morell will have other ideas. Mennell will too. He feeds it down the left hand side to Devorty, but the defence snaffles him up. It's Cameron Pittman again. He's been doing some tremendous work. Now Luke Adamson. He's held as well. 25 metres away from the line. Holden sends it left. Mennell comes inside. He was looking for the inside pass but didn't release it. He's inside the 20 though. The defence closes in. It was Ollie Wilkes and Tommy Goulden with the defence. Now Morrell, short ball there. Oh, it's then fed out, and Leigh on the attack now through Armstrong. That was real quick thinking from Bob Bezic. He was the right man in the right place at the right time, and Leigh back in possession.
You think that was one of the older calls for it? Do you think, Dave? Bob, in his Yorkshire accent, may have called for that ball, but thankfully, and we've got Adam Mixon taking the ball in now, and Leigh up to the 30-metre line.
Still a tough as Tika game as you'll find around the championship, this one. Ridyard out to Briley. Briley onto McNally, who throws a dummy. He surged on, gets through a high tackle from Dave Manning, and nothing said to him at all. Leigh, 40 metres from the line. It comes to the middle with Ridyard. He passes to himself and unleashes it to Wilkes. They wrestle with him, but Wilkes stands tall for a little while. Now goes to ground. Last tackle signalled. Ball back to Ridyard. He goes long range for a drop goal. Doesn't get anything on it, and that'll just trickle dead for a 20-metre restart. You can't blame Ridyard for going for it, but Leigh needed to be a little bit closer, Joe.
Yeah, that's true. He looked like caught it on the half volley as if he was playing for Halifax Football Club, not Leigh Centurions. But again, it's Halifax on the attack, and it's that man Saxton again in broken play. He's been a torment for Leigh. Oh, and he didn't like that tackle.
Never does like being tackled, does Tommy Saxton. That's one of the beauties of him. Callum Casey bringing the ball through the middle. Fresh pair of legs on the field for Halifax. He's using his substitutes late, is Carl Harrison. Now Morrell running across left to Mennell, who throws a dummy, tries to get past Cameron Pittman again. Pittman stands his ground, helped out by Tommy Goulden. They've done an immense job down that right-hand side, the Centurions defence, this second half. Now Adamson, 35 metres away from the try line. Holden will move it right, looking for Morrell. He'll sky it. It's a real huge kick, this. It bounces in goal and bounces dead, does it? No, it's ended up being kicked. Well, I'll tell you what, Heaton did everything in his power to try and keep that one in. That was like a Halifax Town affair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think, as you say, Scott Morrell put that up, and I think the wind got all of it. What was the wind we've got? And it was right on, virtually on the dead ball line, and bounced back, and Ben Eaton tried to back over his head to no avail, the ball out of play. So Leigh on the attack.
It's important that Leigh go set to set in this stage of the game, which is what they've been able to do over the last few minutes. Spencer will stand and play it. Oh, that's good for the Centurions. Penalty. Much to the derision of many of the crowd beneath us. They're certainly letting him know.
Yeah, they're quite volatile and boisterous, this Halifax crowd sat underneath us, but a relieving penalty for Martin Ridyard, who puts it about just on the 30-metre line, as we'll tap it now on the 30-metre line. Bob Bezic, and it's Ollie Wilkes taking another drive in. Takes 2 or 3 men to put him down. Bob Bezic looking again. I don't think he got up back down the blind side. No, he's not. It's Tommy Goulden to take a drive in. But that's what we've just got to do, Dave. We've just got to play sets of 6 and hope for a kick, or fingers crossed the resultant try on the last tackle.
12 minutes from time. It's back with Spencer. That's a good drive into the opposing 20-metre line. Bezic scheming, sends it left. Briley's there, feeds it to Ridyard. Ridyard onto McNally. McNally onto Armstrong, and Armstrong's got in! Oh, Leigh executed that one perfectly. They're in front, 28 points to 24. Wow.
Well, we said, Dave, right at the beginning of the second half, we've got to show some character. And by jingo, we have. Great line ball there. We said Tom Armstrong, two defenders over with him. Great running. Martin Ridyard, Greg McNally, and Matt Sarsfield down this side. And as you said, right from the very first time Leigh have had the ball in the first half was very poor. But Tom Armstrong and Leon Kay have been making inroads, and that's just what Tom deserves. And we've got the referee speaking to Tom Spencer about something or other. He's had his work cut out, this Mr. Leatherborough today, but great try by Tom Armstrong, and that put Leigh in front. Hopefully it should be 30 points to 24 with this conversion by Martin Ridyard.
I think it was some enthusiastic celebrations which Spencer did, because remember him scoring in the Northern Rail Cup final, and he booted the ball up in the air. I think he just buried Tom Armstrong, and I think the referee's gone across to him and said, just calm it down, we've still got time left in this game and you don't want to cause a riot. Here's Ridyard, 5 metres in from touch, swings the peg at it. Oh, it's a great goal. Leigh up by 6 points after trailing by 18 at half time. What a comeback.
Yeah, and, you know, we've got to keep on now. As you said, what is it left, Dave? 12, 13 minutes left, so we've shown a hell of a lot of character. So, see what character Halifax have got now. As I say, I don't know where Mr. Harrison, the illustrious Rhino's disappeared too, but I don't suppose he'll be a happy bunny.
Well, I notice now he's appeared on the touchline, so he's down there. Ball sent high. Kay takes it, spins on his axis, gets it to Spencer. Spencer does well just to get it to the 10-metre line, although he's pushed back a little bit. Bezic, infield looking for Armstrong. Armstrong onto Wilkes. I don't think his skipper will thank him for that pass. Leigh playing like they're in good ball, but 5 metres away from their own line. Bezic with a battling run forward to the 20. Quick play the ball. Leigh are on fire at the moment. There's Tommy Goulden making another 15 metres.
I think the difference in this half, Dave, is the quickness of the play of the ball. Adam Hickson, what a great run, and Briley takes the ball, and they don't catch Ryan Briley with this one. He's under the post. Yes, great break by Tommy Goulden onto Adam Hickson. Great stuff. Adam Hickson was at 18 tries for Ryan Briley now, Dave. 18 tries.
Well, it's a good job we don't have a second camera trailed on us, because I was shouting and screaming behind you and jumping up and down. It's still good for my heart, is this game of rugby league, and especially this club league. But what a great break from Adam Hickson. He's displayed what form he started this season in. He's been brilliant. I mean, how he got his way out of that tackle and got the ball in field, and then Ryan Briley turns on the afterburner, try number 18, like you said.
Yeah, as you said, down that far side, Tommy Goulden again. Even though we're playing with a man down, every one of the 12 Leigh boys who's on the field now, what fantastic effort, what hurt they must have under that red and white shirt. You can't fault. Well, we said it again, Dave. We've got to test ourselves here. I know Paul Rowley was talking to you yesterday morning saying what a big test it's been, and we was talking coming over in the car, we're going to have to lift our game today. We couldn't be like we was against Rochdale the 2 weeks previous, and wow, we have certainly impressed. They must have impressed this Halifax crowd who are quite silent beneath us, because we're not top of the league for nothing.
I think they're in stunned shock, to be honest, because when you lead 24 points to 6 at half time and play the sort of rugby that Halifax are capable of, well, you know, it's all there, isn't it? And Halifax getting hold of the ball from a short restart. It's Saxton. You don't want him to run. He's taking it right down the guts of the Leigh defence. He's 5 metres away from the line. Halifax haven't given this one up. They need a response. Holden comes and tries to provide it. Takes it forward from dummy half. Morell's moved into that position now. He feeds it right. Slow ball though. Out to Casey, but Casey's got it free. Now Heaton stepping. Oh, he stepped himself into an opening. Then feeds it to the middle. Great defence, Tommy Goulden. What a magnificent tackle. Holden feeding it left. Morell keeps it moving. Mennell onto Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse wide to Tyra. Oh, Tyra, that's a horrible ball. But it's come off Leigh hands. And it's going to be a scrum with head and feet to Halifax, this one. So the danger hasn't gone away. Halifax 12 points down. And a chance to launch an attack. The clock has been stopped with 7 minutes remaining. Even though I've not stopped ours.
Well, we didn't stop ours in the first half, and it was 2 or 3 minutes over in the first half. So both timekeepers are seated to our left here, and we're on 7 minutes is a long time. It's a long time, yeah. So the water boys and girls are on to try and replenish everybody, and the referee's asking the players to get on with it. And as you said, Dave, 7 minutes left, but it's a Halifax scrum feed.
Mennell has it, feeds it out to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse running the arc, gets him out to Potts, who turns on the speed, sets himself for the line. Can Leigh hold him up? They do. Again, some valiant defensive work there from the Centurions. Heaton's at dummy half. It's a slow play the ball again. It comes to Devorty. Leigh hold him up. Halifax have actually lost a couple of metres on the play. Holden moves it left. Morell feeds it behind for Mennell. Here is Fieldhouse. Oh, that's a great hit. I'm not sure who put that tackle in. Well, that's magnificent. It's Bob Bezic. Bob Bezic threw himself at the man and has forced an error.
Yeah, that was the inside ball that Ryan Fieldhouse scored his first try in the first half. But Bob Bezic must have known that because he didn't half clatter Ryan. Ball and all, I bet Ryan's breakfast came up with that tackle. So, yeah, great. Bob's on his hands and knees, sucking every bit of air he can into his lungs, but great cover defence. And we're back to where it was before, a scrum on the Leigh 20-metre line, but this time it's Leigh head and feed. And it's Cameron Pittman to take the first ball in. Again, we've got to go now. That's one. We've got to at least 4 more drives. Ball up the jumper. Ollie Wilkes takes the next one. Great captain's knock. And we get one person beneath us shouting forward pass. Change the record, missus.
Just the one person. Beats about 1,000. We were saying it before. It's played by Spencer. Now it's fed left. Here's Wilkes. Good strong drive again beyond the 40-metre line. 20 metres in from touch. He'll play it to Bob Bezic. Bezic feeds it down the left. Here's Sarsfield. Gets away from 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pops the ball out to Spencer. Spencer brings it beyond the halfway line. Quick feet. Quick movement from the Centurions. The ball goes loose though. Referee waves play on. Halifax have it. Oh, that's been flung anywhere. And it'll bounce out into touch. Leigh won't mind that. But it will go down as a Halifax head and feed because it was a 0 tackle on play. Halifax, they need the ball in their hands as much as possible over this last 5 or 6 minutes, whatever we've got remaining. But unbelievable, this second half. I mean, a 30-point turnaround and not conceding any. I don't know whatever Paul Rowley said at half-time, but he wants to bottle that half-time speech. Ball trickles loose. Saxton has it now for Halifax. He runs in field. Tell you what, he's been mega impressive again, as always, as Saxton. He's just needed a bit more support, especially the second half.
Yeah, he's been, as you said, for the whole of the 80 minutes nearly, and it's a pity some of his forward partners haven't done the same. And a good run by Luke Ambler, looking to offload, and it's Devote again. But it's one man running now, Dave. One man at a time, and in the first half they was running through 2 and 3 at a time. So whether the great ball there to Ryan Fields. I was just watching our offload to Casey, and he steps out 2, 3 tackles, but Ridyard and Sarsfield and Bob Bezic again put him down.
Yeah, Halifax 10 metres away from the line. It's actually going to be Gareth Potts to play it. He'll play it to Holden, who feeds it right, and Leigh have been undone. It's Heaton who's gone in, and he scored at the corner. Ball back for the kick. I've never seen a side move as quickly to try and get the extras kicked. It was a good try that from Heaton. Leigh were just sucked in a little bit, and the ball came wide. And that is 36-28. Wilkes and Spencer have been replaced for the Centurions. This, meanwhile, is Steve Tyra. 4 goals in the first half. After goal number 5, it's across the face of the post. Halifax still need to score twice. Well, that isn't beyond a side like this. 5 minutes remain, we're told. It's a long time in rugby league, but Centurions, crucially, up by 8 points at the moment. We've got Penkovic back out there for Leigh. So obviously they're still wanting to keep the speed of the game up, aren't they? They're chucking Penke on for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can see it. Tom Spencer who's come off, and Ollie Wilkes has come off as well, so Sam Hopkins is back on. Bit of fresh legs off Sam, and as I say, what he'll do now, he'll use Bob Bezic, as he always does when he, in this situation, use Bob in the core, in the forwards, one more tackler, and allow Penk to drop in at acting half-back and scurry from acting half-back even when he can.
For the meantime, though, it's Halifax who are in possession, and Holden finds that man Ambler. He's being forced out, and he pops the ball wide. out to Tyra. Tyra flicks the ball out. Holden keeps it moving. If only that had gone to her back, but it's ended up going to the number 10 for Halifax, Luke Ambler. Now Saxton comes one way, then goes the other, then offloads. They're trying to really keep this ball moving, Halifax, but this is good defence from Leigh because they're just keeping the nerve at the moment. Halifax looking to get the big shift play going. Mennell, he's half cut off, but pops the ball out. Heaton, out to Potts. Ridyard checks him. Kay slows him down further. McNally and Armstrong chase back to stop him. Halifax 40 metres away. Mennell spins the ball left. In fact, this is Mennell, that was Morrell. And it's an attempted intercept there by Briley. He had to do something, they got the overlap. So you can't blame Ryan for coming up with something like that at this stage, can you?
That's true. I think it was 3-1 on Ryan, and he took the option, stuck his arm out. He patted it down like a bit of basketball, and then he's thrown the ball away to get a bit of air in all the Leigh team's lungs, and the referee's stopped the clock yet again. He's going to wipe it clear, and it's Halifax to feed the scrum, and it's Morrell to Ben Eaton taking the ball in that time. Ryan Fieldhouse coming around the back. We've got Ben Davis on the field. That's the first time he's been on all game. Who's a Leigh boy as well.
I think he's been on for about 5 minutes, but it's just the first time he's had a chance to take the ball in. Morrell, short ball, plays it on. It's then flicked out by Ambler and palmed on, and there's the mistake. Comes in from Tyra. Had that gone to hand, it was a try for Halifax. What a play.
Yeah, I think Leigh are panicking that they can get across in the numbers because they're one man down, but also Halifax are panicking, and probably that wasn't the ball. He should have, kept hold of it and gone for another tackle, but I think they can sense that the clock is running down, and some of the Halifax crowd beneath us are vacating the seats, so it's Leigh scrum, and we must be down to about 2 or 3 minutes now, Dave, do you think?
Yeah, I certainly think so. Can Leigh take this clock down? Oh, that's a high tackle on Cameron Pittman. That'll do. Centurions will boot this one into touch.
Cameron doesn't think we'll do on that one, but yeah, he's taking one for the boys, and Martin Rideau will kick to this near side. Must get it to, we'll be near the halfway line by the time the 10 metres is gone, so 6 more tackles will eat the clock up.
And also the ball slow coming back onto the field as well. That'll all aid the Centurions' cause. This is Hopkins. Good run from him. Great run from Hopkins. He's still going up towards the halfway line. He's wriggling like an electric eel on the floor. Plays it back to Penkovic, who offloads for McNally. McNally threatens to pass to Kay. Then thought, I'd best take this one in for the lads. Tackle 5 metres inside the Halifax half. Penkovic darts away. Oh, they're trying to stick everything in on him. Centurions just need to play out this set of 6 tackles. Ball fed left. It's kicked out. That's come off Halifax legs. Did they play at it though? No, not according to the referee's assistant, the touch judge. It's going to be a scrum. Head and feed to Halifax. Well, this is this is it for Halifax. For me, they need to score off this play.
Yeah, and the most consistent player is Tommy Saxton. He's way over on the other touchline, so hopefully they don't get the ball to him, but as you said, they need to do something. Well, it's a kick, and with Liam, it's come this way, they've kicked the wrong way. Liam Kay will just gather this ball in and just hopefully take the tackle. If they'd have kicked to the other side to Tommy Saxton's wing, it could have been danger for Leigh, but a mistake there by the Halifax. Mistake by the Halifax defence, and Leigh celebrate. What a great win. What a great win. To be 24-6 down and finish the game 36-28 and lose Sam Barlow probably midway through the second half. That's a great result for the Leigh Centurions to just say how well the Leigh Centurions team are playing at the moment and to continue undefeated, top of the league. Halifax was third and possibly thought they had us, but the strength and the endeavour and what hurts underneath the Leigh red and white shirts. Unbelievable. Back to you, Dave.
What a great second half comeback from the Centurions. You wouldn't have thought it with them being 24 points to 6 down at half time, but in this second half It's been 5-1 in favour of the Centurions, and let's run you through the scorers. For Halifax, they had tries from Ryan Fieldhouse, he grabbed 2, and 1 try each from Andy Braycheck and Rusty Vorty. 4 goals from the boots of Steve Tyra, and Leigh grabbing a try just before half-time through Sam Barlow, who controversially got himself sent off in the second half. But Leigh coming out on top with tries from Tom Armstrong, 2 from Ryan Briley, 1 from Matty Sarsfield and 1 from Tommy Goulden. Martin Ridyard kicked 6 goals from 6, and the Centurions' winning run continues here. My thanks to Joe for his continued comments, and we hope that you enjoy this presentation from Leigh on video for Leigh Centurions TV.